$26.7 billion. That's the number they're putting on the payment gateway market just this year.
Wow, that's already huge.
Right. But get this. By 2029, so just 5 years, they're saying, 48.4 billion.
40 billion.
Yeah, it's like a, nearly 13% jump every single year. So the big question is, what on earth is driving that kind of growth? And, what's actually happening behind the scenes when we tap our phones or click buy?
Exactly. And that's what we're diving into today. We've got this document outlining the whole framework of digital payments.
Okay.
And our goal is really to peel back those layers, look at the tech, the processes, basically help understand how money actually moves around digitally these days.
Right, kind of demystify it a bit. So we have the source stock. Sounds pretty detailed.
It is, yeah. But we'll break it down.
Good, because I think this is relevant for, pretty much everyone, right? Whether you're just curious about the apps you use, or maybe you're in the industry and need a clearer picture of the whole system.
Absolutely. It should provide a really solid foundation.
Okay, let's get into it then. So the document talks about a digital payment framework. You mentioned layers, like an onion.
Yeah, kind of. It helps visualize it. So the outermost layer, that's just digital payment. That's, the bit we see and interact with as users.
The button, the tap, the checkout page. Got it.
Precisely. But then, just beneath that, you've got the point of sale, or POS layer.
Okay, so the actual terminal in the shop.
Exactly, for those in-person payments. And these aren't just dumb terminals anymore. Many are IoT-enabled.
Meaning connected to the internet, right?
Yeah.
Doing smarter things.
Right. Plus, you have cloud-based POS software and mobile POS, MPOS, where, a tablet or phone becomes the terminal.
Okay.
And interestingly, the document highlights AI as a top technology right here at the point of sale.
AI already. Okay, so moving further in from the POS, what's next?
Next up is the payment wallet. Think your Apple Pay, Google Pay, things like that.
Right, the app on my phone.
Yeah, basically digital storage for your card details, or even sometimes a stored balance.
Yeah.
Let you make those quick payments.
And the tech behind those, the document mentions.
Several key things. QR code tech, obviously, for scanning. Then there's biometric authentication, so fingerprints, Face ID.
For security.
Absolutely. And a big one, tokenization.
Tokenization, we hear that a lot. Can you quickly explain that again?
Sure. It basically swaps your real card number for a unique sort of placeholder a token. So if the transaction data is somehow intercepted, the thief doesn't get your actual card details. It adds a major layer of security.
Got it. So wallet, tokenization, what's deeper still?
Now we get to the payment processor. This is kind of the middleman.
Okay.
It handles the communication between your bank and the seller's bank. It's the entity that actually requests the authorization for the payment and makes sure the funds move securely.
So it's doing the heavy lifting behind the scenes.
Exactly. Key technologies here. Well, tokenization and encryption are vital again. And also PCI DSS compliance systems.
PCI DSS. That's the security standard, right, for handling card data?
Precisely. Payment card industry data security standard. It's a set of rules everyone handling card info has to follow. Helps prevent breaches.
Makes sense.
And we're also seeing more payment orchestration platforms.
Orchestration. Sounds fancy. Like conducting an orchestra.
Kind of. Think of it like a smart traffic controller for payments. If a merchant uses multiple processors or gateways, the orchestrator routes the transaction the best way, maybe retries if it fails on one route. It simplifies things a lot for the merchant.
Okay. So manages the complexity. Processor, is that the deepest layer?
Almost. At the very core, especially for online stuff, is the payment gateway.
The gateway.
Think of it as the secure virtual version of that physical POS terminal. Its main job is to securely grab your payment data, maybe from a website checkout page, and transmit it safely to the acquiring bank, which is the merchant's bank.
So it's the secure messenger for online payments.
That's a good way to put it. And the tech. API integrations are crucial here, letting the website talk to the gateway.
APIs,
Yeah.
application programming interfaces, the connectors.
Right. Then there's 3D Secure, you might know it as verified by Visa or MasterCard Identity Check, now often called 3DS2. It's that extra step where your bank might ask for a code or something.
Yeah, the extra security check online.
Exactly. And, no surprise, AI pops up again here. Specifically, AI-powered risk analytics, looking for dodgy transactions.
Makes sense. So AI is kind of woven throughout this.
It really is becoming pervasive. Now, if we sort of zoom out from the layers and look at the top technologies mentioned across the whole framework.
Yeah, let's pull those out. What are the big recurring ones? Blockchain was mentioned?
Yes, the document points to its potential for secure, transparent payments, especially for cross-border remittances, sending money internationally.
Right, potentially faster and cheaper than the old ways.
That's the idea. Then there's NFC near-field communication.
That's the tap-to-pay tech.
Yep, the magic behind contactless. Yeah, just need to be close.
And we mentioned AI and machine learning already, but it's worth stressing their role in fraud detection, maybe even credit scoring.
Definitely. They're working constantly in the background at multiple points. POS, gateway, processor maybe to spot anomalies and assess risk.
What else? Cloud computing.
Absolutely fundamental. You need that massive, scalable infrastructure to handle, well, billions of transactions. Cloud provides that flexibility.
And you mentioned APIs before, but also SDKs.
Right. APIs and software development kits. They're the toolkits that let developers easily integrate payment functions into apps and websites. Vital for connecting everything: gateways, account validation services, you name it.
Okay, so that gives us the structure and the key tech.
Yeah.
How does a transaction actually flow through this? The document breaks it down by type, right? Domestic first.
Correct. Domestic transaction payments within the same country. Here, the process usually involves local clearinghouses.
Like the networks that settle payments between banks overnight.
Exactly. Though increasingly, we have real-time payment systems too, making things much faster. And of course, you have to follow that specific country's rules and regulations.
Makes sense. And then the more complex one, cross-border transactions.
Yeah, payments between different countries. These involve more moving parts. You've got things like the SWIFT messaging system, which banks use to talk globally.
The traditional way.
Right. But also, those blockchain remittances we mentioned are an alternative here. You also need FX conversion APIs that handle the currency exchange.
And calculate the rates.
Yep. And crucial are the AML KYC compliance systems. Anti-money laundering, know your customer, big focus internationally.
Right, got to check who's sending and receiving money across borders. Okay, so that's transaction types. What about payment modes? How we actually pay? Cards are first.
Yep, cards. Physical, plastic, or virtual ones. The tech here is stuff we know. The EMV chip for security.
The little gold square.
That's the one. Tokenization again, protecting the number. And contactless, tap to pay.
And digital wallet comes up again here too.
It does, because a digital wallet basically just uses your stored card details to initiate either a contactless payment or an online one. It's the interface.
Gotcha. And the last mode mentioned is ACH.
Automated clearinghouse, ACH transfer. This is mainly a U.S. thing. It's the network for bank-to-bank electronic transfers, often processed in batches.
Like direct deposit or paying bills online directly from your bank account.
Exactly. Key tech includes compliance with NAICS rules. They govern the network to move towards same-day ACH for faster transfers, and account validation APIs to make sure the bank details are correct before sending.
Okay, quite a few ways to move money. Now, the really interesting part, what's coming next? Top digital payment trends.
Always exciting to look ahead. The document flags a few big ones. Contactless, obviously, that's still growing massively. And BNPL, buy now, pay later.
BNPL is everywhere now, isn't it?
It really is. Sees convenience and flexibility are king.
What else?
Well, AI and fraud prevention is a huge ongoing trend. The fraudsters get smarter, so the AI has to get smarter too.
An arms race.
Pretty much. Then there's crypto payments and CBDCs, central bank digital currencies.
Still early days for those, maybe, but potentially disruptive.
Very much so. Could change the whole game. Biometric authentication is another: fingerprint, face, maybe even voice, eventually becoming more common.
More secure and easier than passwords, potentially.
That's the promise. Also, cross-border and real-time payments continue to be a major focus, making international faster and cheaper.
We mentioned voice-activated payments. Is that really happening?
It's emerging, using your smart speaker or phone assistant to pay for things. Still niche, perhaps, but growing.
Okay. And finally?
Digital wallet super apps. The idea that your payment wallet becomes a hub for, well, everything: banking, shopping, tickets, maybe social stuff, all in one app.
Like WeChat in China, perhaps.
Exactly, that kind of model.
Yeah, okay, that's a lot of change on the horizon. Lastly, the document just touches on services, like the support system.
Right. Just briefly mentions managed services, where companies outsource the running of their payment systems, and professional services, which is, the consulting, setting things up, ongoing support. It takes people and expertise to keep all this tech running.
Absolutely. It's not just code. There's a whole ecosystem of support.
I felt like.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. We've gone from the user interface down through the POS, the wallet, the processor, the gateway, seen how they interconnect.
Yeah, it's a complex chain.
And we've highlighted key tech, AI, tokenization, APIs, cloud, NFC, all playing crucial roles. And looked at how different transaction types and payment modes work.
And the trends shaping the future.
Right. I think the big takeaway for me is just the sheer hidden complexity behind a simple tap or click. Technologies like tokenization and AI aren't just buzzwords. They're actively working to keep things secure and efficient.
Absolutely. It's easy to take it for granted, but there's an incredible amount happening in those few seconds it takes for a payment to go through.
Yeah, hopefully this deep dive gives you, the listener, a bit more appreciation for that hidden world. Understanding this framework, even broadly, maybe helps navigate this digital money landscape a bit more confidently.
Sure.
So, thinking ahead. With tech evolving so fast, AI getting smarter, maybe crypto or CBDCs taking off,
Yeah.
super apps consolidating everything, it leaves you wondering, doesn't it? What will payments look like in another 5 or 10 years? What new breakthroughs or maybe new challenges are waiting just around the corner?
That's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? Or maybe the $48 billion question by 2029. It's definitely a space to watch.